So, I want you guys to go on the journey with me. Just be prepared to kind of see things a little differently, only because we're going to play around with definitions a little bit, okay? So there's this thing, there's different ways to look at disabilities in society, right? There's a social model of disability, which says that disabilities aren't defined by a person's social, physical, or emotional limitations, but rather the limitations that we as a society set on those people. So we define them, and then we decide what's right or wrong. And so I'm going to show you guys a little video, actually. And to kind of set up the video, imagine that there's a community and everybody is in a wheelchair. So the community is built for people in wheelchairs. The ceilings are 5 feet tall, the doors are 4 foot tall. The town is basically designed for wheelchairs. So what happens when able-bodied people come to the town? And I'm going to show you guys.
I would probably open another tab. I don't think we'd use that one. Sarah, would you mind just pausing his time while we thank you?
Imagine a town full of physically impaired people. All the first things they notice is the height of the doors. And the reason they notice is because they keep hitting their heads. They come to stand out by the bruises they carry on their foreheads. Soon doctors, psychiatrists and social workers all become involved. Committees are formed. Many people are worried about what becomes known as the problem of the able-bodied. Throughout the town there is a growth of real concern. Specially toughened helmets are handed out free to the able-bodied to be worn at all times. Braces are designed which give support and relief, while keeping the able-bodied wearer bent to normal height. Various groups of compassionate wheelchair users get together and form registered charities. Every quarter they have a collection day. Upturned helmets are left in pubs and shops for people to drop their small change into. There is talk of founding special homes. But then one day, it dawns on the able-bodied that there's nothing actually wrong with them, just that society excludes them.
Okay, so like you see in the video, there's absolutely nothing wrong with these people. So they just happen to come into a community where everybody was different. So those people, but the people in the wheelchairs, or in this case the normal people, were the majority. So they got to set the rules. They got to decide what was right or wrong. So that's really what's happening. If I were to ask you, who are you? You're gonna think about it a little bit, because who you are depends on so many different identities that you identify with, not just one. So if you were in a wheelchair and I asked you who you were, would you say I'm someone who's disabled in a wheelchair? No, because you identify with so many other things. So this comes into play in our everyday lives. There's a stigma associated with disabilities. So let's say in a doctor's office, right? You have, if you're disabled, you for the most part, let's say you have an intellectual disability, you have someone that advocates on your behalf. You go to a doctor, that person is talking for you to your doctor. So when your doctor is talking to that person the entire time, when it comes to treat you, as someone who's disabled, the doctor's not been interacting with you the entire time, so you're not really going to know what's happening, and your doctor-patient interaction is just going to go downhill. And that's because just that basic interaction, just seeing the other person as an equal rather than someone that's speaking to you. Same thing can happen with, if you have Down syndrome and you're going to school, your classmates might look at you a little different because of your social skills, right? So it's really all about just getting out there and changing a little bit of the way that you think. You don't have to go out and make a group. You don't have to do something. You just have to go out and realize that there are other people in our society who are equal to us. They're not any different than us. They just might do things a little differently. Just like 2 + 2 is 4, so is 3 + 1. There's not a right way to do something. And so I guess my call to action is not really to go out and do something drastically different, but just go out and just spread a culture of care. care about the people around you. Don't define a book by its cover. Don't let yourself judge them based on what they look like. And I wanted to share really quickly before I left something really cool that's around campus that really helps. There's something, so I'm part of a bias education and response team on campus, and it has to do with the Dean of Students office. And basically, if you guys ever walking around campus and you see something that's might be hurtful for something, for somebody, and it's just you see some bias, and maybe you don't want to get confrontational, you don't want to start something, but you want somebody to start a dialogue and help break that stigma with whatever they might be stigmatizing against. The BERT team, bias team, on campus, if you just Google UF bias, you can fill out a really quick report, and then BERT team takes charge of starting that dialogue. So yeah, just go out and just look at the world a little differently. Treat everybody a little nicer. And that's my speech.